Okay, believe it or not, I am back doing another video on Matthew Perry. Okay, it appears that the rabbit hole is going to be fairly deep on this one, maybe. This video is really off the back of a comment from Denkeeper. Thank you very much, Denkeeper. He said, basically, Fools Rush In, a film with Matthew Perry in it, has a whole bunch of Hoover Dam references. Okay, in fact, after I've just watched the film today, he's correct. It is absolutely loaded, and it's absolutely loaded with the same symbolism as I've been talking about, and the same sort of story as I've been talking about. And we've got for good measure, we're in Las Vegas, and they've dropped a lot of the Hoover Dam in there as well for good measure. So it's extremely loaded. In fact, up until this point, I was just thinking, the Matthew Perry thing, okay, it ties in with this scene in Back to the Future. The reason why this scene with Blast from the Past is so important, number one, they make reference to the Dustbuster up here. I'm not going to put my cursor over the screen because it keeps doing this nonsense, okay? But the Dustbuster is right here. So they make reference to the Dustbuster, like the Dam Buster, and the Dustbuster is a vacuum, like the Hoover. Okay, so you're getting this Hoover Dam Buster reference right here. Okay, this is important. This scene, this scene with the Blast from the Past, is where all the trouble stems from with the Gray's Almanac, right here in the middle here. Okay, and the whole scene itself with the hoverboard scene, the hoverboard scene, is predictive programming, I believe, for the collapse of the Hoover Dam, coming out of the dam. Okay, so this whole thing here with the blast from the past, the blast. Okay, this is super relevant. Okay, anyway, I made the connection with the Perrier bottle, with the Perrier bottles here to Perry. Okay, Perrier also has the pear-shaped bottle. Okay, obviously, but maybe to do with the name. That's why they decided to have a pear-shaped bottle. I'm not sure what the hell, why that's like that, but it is like it. Okay, so you have the green of the matrix, you have the pear, like the feminine, okay, going into the feminine, into the matrix, the man-made metaphysical. Okay, so this is Matthew Perry little reference right here. We had the peanut with him busting his teeth with the peanut butter toast that he had, and he broke all his top teeth out. If we just go to this image here, we had the 1982 vintage here on the water. Okay, and this tail of this 9 drops below the line where all the other numbers are on here. It's stylized, but you could say that might be saying, hey, take that tail off of there, and this is actually a 1082, yeah? So the 28th of October there. So he had his made potentially, his death here, okay? But I want to show you a couple more instances where a couple of these items show up with the Grey Sports Almanac is referenced in this film, Fools Rush In, and also referenced is, if we go back to this thing, is the Roger Rabbit here. Okay, so I'm going to go through some of these clips that I've got. We'll discuss a little bit more about the Hoover Dam in these clips. Spoiler alert, if you want to watch the film, it's actually a pretty good film. It's reasonable, it's not terrible or anything. I quite enjoyed it. So if you want to go watch the film before this, it is free on YouTube right now. So this is your spoiler alert, okay, coming in right now, okay, because we're gonna look at a couple of things in here, and I will spoil the end of this film for you if you will want to watch it. So without further ado, what did I want to say? What else did I want to say about this? Let's just go straight to going through these clips, and we'll just talk through them. Okay, nothing much to say here. I just wanted to show you the fact that this thing is in the backdrop, okay, in several scenes. Okay, so just so I'm not telling any porcupines, there it is there. Okay, this is a scene towards the end. Okay, he's waiting um, for Salma to come back across the dam. Basically, I can't remember what her character was called actually. Um, that's how much attention I was paying to actual names. Obviously, I think he was Whitman. Um, what the hell was his name as well? Let's go to the. It might be a good idea just to go to the film and just see. Alex, that was it. Alex Whitman, and she was Isabel. Isabel Fuentes Whitman. Okay, so let's get back to it. Here is Arizona. Yeah, Phoenix, the rising sun. Here is Nevada. Okay, the um, the Luxor Hotel. This is Sin City here. Um, this is the Oasis in some form here. He had some connection with The Simpsons, and no, it was Saturday Night Live and Oasis. So I've had a little quick look at some of the other stuff, but um, it's just amazing. There's a lot of stuff to get through with Matthew. But yeah, and he's stood on the Wonderwall right now, but he's on the line between the two states, yeah, between the man-made, state, and then between nature here, between the rising sun, okay, and rebirth, okay, and death on this side, okay, resurrection, death, and here's the thin line between the two where he's waiting for her. So anyway, This is real spoiler alert. When she does finally show up, the whole story is kind of centered around has a one night stand with her to begin with, and she gets pregnant, disappears, and then comes back, and they go on with things, sort of. They get married almost straight away, and it's just a story. The story just follows this, relationship, right? Anyway, they have a little breakup. Obviously, they had to have a little breakup towards the end, and then a get back together thing. And this is why he was waiting on the top of the dam bridge, top of the dam. Sorry, not the dam bridge. And so she shows up. Obviously, she's pregnant, and the earlier marriage that they had in Vegas was about to be, they were about to be divorced. Okay, so as the baby happens to be born right in the center of the Hoover Dam, on top of the dam here, the baby is born. Okay, so we have this rebirth thing, and then lo and behold, they are divorced at the same time. He checks his watch. Oh, we're divorced now as well. So, and of course, they get remarried after that point. So we got everything going on in this film to do with, you know, death, resurrection, because obviously the divorce is the death, and then the resurrection with the new life being born, and it all taking place on top of the Hoover Dam. Okay, so it's absolutely chock plumb loaded. Let me show you these two references, and then probably I will just call it a day on this video. So this is the first one that I noticed. Okay, he's just. Let me just do the backdrop to this. In the previous sort of scene, this guy is his best mate. Look at the coloration again. Matt's got the blue and the red on. His fictional twin buddy here is all in black. Yeah. But anyway, he's just in the previous scene. He's just met Isabel. Let's do this right, and let her into the house where Matt is living, and so this scene follows, where he says this.
On a date with Jessica Rabbit.
So there's a there's a reference to Jessica Rabbit. Okay, super interesting. So that's our Roger Rabbit connection there, and then let me show you this other scene. Okay, this is quite nice as well. This priest is going to talk to Matt here a second.
There are signs everywhere.
There are signs everywhere. Okay, so this is a big thing in the film. Okay, this idea of fate and destiny and all this kind of stuff. Let me play the shot and we'll go to where the sign shows up now. Grays. And this isn't just something in the backdrop. This is actually re-referenced within the film because he gets his favorite hot dogs from this stall here. Okay, so Gray's Almanac, and this is the thing that he really, this is one of the things that he loves about New York. Okay, and of course we've got the New York reference, the Twin Towers, and we've got the Las Vegas reference with the Hoover Dam. Those two things are in the dollar bill. Okay, so here we go with the Gray's Almanac reference, and obviously he wants them to be in New York. He likes the hot dog. The hot dog, the hot god. Okay. One other little scene here. So that's my two references back to the Blast from the Past. Let's do this other little reference here. This is quite nice. She's dressed in black in this point. This is Isabel, and she's going to open these doors from the church. Okay, into the light, and he is at a fountain with a winged angel here. He's sat here at the fountain with the winged angel. He's sat on the side of the pool. And there's the guy with the 1-8 with the man reference and the little dog here. What was one other thing that I wanted to mention? I think we'll just leave it there, actually. I don't think there's too much more that I really want to go through in this one. Well, I'm going to leave it there for that one. I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching, and I will catch you on another one here pretty soon. Cheers, alright, bye.